Xin Zhao. You have a Syndra to help get those kills, and then you have a Jhin to back it all up from situations where he was overextended as well.
Here's six. BDD's going to get the flash. That is going to be the scat of the week, but BDD not in turret range anymore. I mean, Karras is just dead, right? Like, if he enters, this is exactly what happens. BDD just looks for the ult, and he'll find it. Dread now just going to flash on in, finds himself the Q, and finishes off the kill. That is first blood going over to Dread, and we saw it coming a mile away. Look to try and get in there, but you can see Karras still rotating over. Inside track there for Canna as well, who's on full health, still on fleek, looking to try and get in there. Flashes forward, looks for BDD, gets the flash out, and the dredge line is there to save the mid laner. Effort now trying to do what he can, but the rest of Hanwha Life have moved on over. Ghost tries to get the AoE, but now it's Dudu that's trying to get in there. Ghost with the zap, can he actually make something happen? And the snipe from SamD! Right out of left field, and Hanwha Life Esports find themselves the team fight.
Place at the right time. Ghost not able to block that final shot. They do secure the Rift Herald, so that is the most important part of this, but at least Hanwha Life Esports can get a crucial amount of gold back.
Yeah, on fleek as well, may have overstayed his welcome, and by may, I mean has overstayed his welcome. Blast Cone not actually there. Quick draw going to come through. Wind doesn't really become lightning here, unfortunately, as Canna's going to flash. Don't know whether he necessarily needed to do that. Of his Merc Treads now. And the Rift Herald actually going to go down in that mid lane as Effort. I don't think knows that on fleek is here. Audacious Charge does get on through as there's the dredge line. That is going to get Effort out of there. Pretty nicely done. And Shelly is actually not going to give BDD any gold that we saw the Tryndamere comp have last time, which was being able to also have that later game shuttle, but the vision pretty good for Hanwha Life. Top side, that is going to deter Dread. Now Effort in a bit of trouble here. Vista taking a lot of damage as On Fleek tries to get on down. They get the flash out, as now Flash comes forward, and yeah, you were underneath your turret a second ago, Karras, and now you're on the other side of the map. It's just real difficult being a Syndra.
There's no wards here whatsoever on the top side of the map for Hanwha Life Esports, and the second that On Fleek shows, he goes in. Red was waiting for this opportunity.
Over here, and you can see Karras actually changes his mind, decides instead to move towards that river. It's not going to be done in time as the Q is going to connect onto On Fleek. He's actually flashing forward, looking for a little bit more as Canna might be in trouble here. Collateral damage comes down, doesn't get over the wall though. Does still have his flash, and actually with that grid, he's pretty tanky. Dread dives back in once again, and they take down the Xin Zhao. That's the second kill, and this is the Nongshim team fighting that we were looking forward to seeing finally.
Happening, so they had to get out of there, but that feels real bad. Nothing is going right for Hanwha Life Esports in this game, and Nongshim are going to grab their second break. See what soul we get.
Imagine if it was Hextech Soul this game. It would be so good for any sort of re-engage, as the zap is pretty painful. Canna still playing as far forward as he likes. Audacious Charge comes through. Canna still has the ultimate, uses it there, and On Fleek going to be very difficult for him to find another engage route.
Well, that was a really scary moment there for Karras as well. If Dread actually hits that and then goes for the flash kick, like that's a dead Syndra. He does avoid it narrowly though, and this is kind of a disaster here for Hanwha Life Esports. You're trapped between a rock and a hard place. You have to take this fight.
Yeah, posturing does come in. Ghost going to get stunned up there as a flash on forward. Dudu thinks that he might have found it as Ghost tries to get out, but he's not going to be able to do so. Still, it's 2 kills going over to Nongshim here as Dudu doesn't have that Undying Rage anymore. BDD gets over the wall. I don't even think he wanted to there, but he's like, oh, well, I guess I'll just take the long way around. Dread, though, he's going to be all right. Has to flash out of the way, though, as it's a good stopwatch still. Canna is a one-man wrecking crew, destroying everyone on Hanwha Life Esports, and as soon as that ult wears off, the Tryndamere not quite as valuable. He just
not enough, even with a really nice follow-through from Dudu there. And
going to respect it.
It's an easy turn here as soon as you see that the teleport's coming through from the Syndra.
All right. Oh, that's a great stun. Dudu tries to get over the wall. Not quite there. Max range on the dredge line, though, and goodbye, Rakan. Ghost now free hitting onto Dudu, who understands that 4 versus 5, they're not going to be able to make it work. And off that pick, it could just mean Baron.
You know, 5 or 6 seconds is a winning one for Nongshim. They have better throughput.
Well, Curtain Call going to come in. This could be the last bastion of hope for stopping this Baron, but SamD not going to be able to find enough damage there. Dredge line's good. Dudu will have to ult, and there's the ultimate from BDD. The Emperor's Divide really splitting up Hanwha Life. He takes the Jhin out of the fight. Dread also able to clean up the Syndra, and BDD just swag walks his way out. They'll take a Baron now as well to augment this, and Nongshim, yeah, I think they're going to win this game.
Oh, definitely so. This Baron leads to a free push. Should be able to get at least 1 inhibitor from this. Then you have, at the perfect timing, the ability to control that Ocean Soul.
BDD, unfortunately, kind of throwing his life away there as Canna dives on in, grand exit from Vista, and now Canna might be in trouble. I hope this isn't
He's
the
Graves.
throw. We've seen something like this last time around as Graves. Yeah, okay, yeah, he's the tank, mage, melee, assassin, monster.
Look at him go!
And also able to get himself out as soon as he wants to. The Jinx is going to fall down though as Vista. Yeah, you're just dead. That's just 2 auto attacks. It's now the flash on forward. Canna wants to find even more as Dread says, yeah, we don't need an AD carry. We don't need a mid laner. All we need is this Mafia Grave.
Have ammo, I don't die. I mean, that was actually absurd. 1v4 there. Comedy,
Yeah.
real quick. There's the Ocean Soul.
Turret should be going down also. Oh, just, you guys.
We figured
a
out
little bit more help.
We figured out the Graves Tryndamere just get so ahead that your
Yeah.
existence
Or
is,
have BDD's Azir, and you should be all
but
right as well.
Your existence as the Graves is a Tryndamere ult the entire time. so that's how you trump him.
Yeah,
It just says Undying Rage. You guys just can't see it. Just look
it's
a little bit
passive.
closer.
It's a passive. Although it is playing with their food just a little bit, Vista might be able to come on over, and it looks like the man advantage is true for Hanwha Life Esports. Good CC as BDD just says goodbye to them and then exits the fight completely. Dudu now with the Undying Rage won't have it available for the next fight as in goes Drake, gets knocked up beautifully by Vista. That was a great play to try and save his top laner as Dread. Yeah, I don't know. That was just a little bit too much.
He's just letting Connor win the game.
In the meantime, Tanner is taking the Nexus turrets. He's done with this one. He's like, what are we doing still playing this game? We've got game 2 to win as well. As Karras now going to have to go back to his fountain. The Nexus turret number 1 does go down. BDD had teleported back into this one, and now the Nexus is exposed. Ghost going golden because he had a stopwatch, and he may as well use it. Karras uses his as well, but it's not going to be quite as successful as Ghost. And Nongshim will finally put game 1 to bed and debut with a win.
Fantastic plays all around. Distance, because he's got long range with his Q, but he's a lot more mobile. He is going to be able to help clear Wade.
But now Nongshim trying to position around this Rift Herald. Some tussling as Shelly has been here for about a few seconds. On Fleek now in trouble. Crescent Guards heads over towards Shelly, asks for a help. True Shot Barrage is going to fly away, and Dudu is, of course, on his team. Is now Dudu looking for the solo kill. In goes Canna, tries to flash around, but it doesn't quite work. The solo kill is there. As now BDD down very, very low, gets himself over the wall on Fleek at about 100. But there is a man advantage here for Hanwha Life Esports. Big misplay on the top side, really giving Hanwha Life Esports all of the avenues in. Now Vista trying to fight against Dread, who wants to get himself out, but he's not going to be able to. It's in fact the Karma that locks down the kill. This is an absolute disaster for Nongshim. Effort tries to save it. The flash from BDD is completely wasted, and this could be a delayed ace for Hanwha Life Esports.
It is a very, very large amount of gold.
Despite the fact that they already have a 2,000 gold lead, that is only going to extend.
Position to be in as Kana.
Shelly?
Yeah.
He's going to go for the back door. I like it.
Yeah, I mean,
just efficient
it
path.
doesn't matter which way you hit a turret, you know?
Exactly. Going to get all of that money over to Sam D. That's danger. Hextech Drake is going to fall down in the meantime, and we've got a Chemtech Soul. Oh, no. Camouflage action happening, and on Fleek going to flash forward. Goodbye, BDD.
Yeah, I mean, BDD is so desperate for gold right now. Like, he has to try to use his ultimate to CS, and he puts himself in harm's way. Some flash range there on Fleek going in. Doesn't even remove Corky from the map. He can't get money.
Also, Dudu. Oh, that was an outplay.
Sleek.
Yeah, really like it. Karras now looking to try and capitalize even further as Dread's making his way out. Teleport's coming in. Effort going to be augmented by BDD as On Fleek comes on through. Oh, the True Shot Barrage! Hits under 3 and takes down Dread on its way through. Beautifully done from Sam D, and that's going to make it 7-1 in favor of Hanwha Life, and they'll take the second Rift Herald as well. Yeah. Trying to get it all back together. It is only 3,000 gold, I guess.
It's huge. It's not as big as we have seen.
And also Dudu is really dead. Vista also trying to come on round. Does get the empowered Q, but otherwise not too much. So doubling the kill score. Be nice for that one. Is now Dread able to wrap around, and Shirley's just going to cram her head into that inner turret. Canna's going to have to flash, get himself out of the way as the package was used as well. On Fleek has to ult early, and Ghost is nowhere near this fight. The rest of Nongshim grouping around this Drake, but a slight disconnection. Not having their Aphelios is certainly bad news.
Yeah, this is going to be really, really tough to contest here now for Hanwha Life Esports, but the Rift Herald is getting worked on top, so it's not all for free.
Yep, can Ghost get into this fight actually is going to be the question, as BDD's in trouble. The Chaos Storm doing work onto Effort in the meantime. They do manage to lock down the Drake, but Lee Sin has to trade his life as Canna with no flash is just going to fall down. The gravity field is just beautiful, and that is going to do it. Dudu almost falls down, but will survive in the end. And it's another one fight for Hanwha Life Esports, but not Soul Point.
Right, to try to turn it into a sneaky Baron. This is extremely greedy.
Yeah, this is risky. As this is a poke comp, remember, this is exactly where Nongshim want them. Can they bait Nongshim in? That's a lot of damage there with that big one coming through. Effort, gonna take a fair bit of damage here as Ghost off to the side. That dredge line was definitely going to be death, and Hanwha Life Esports do it. They just lock down the Baron, and they'll walk their way out. Ghost takes a lot of damage, not gonna be able to snipe the kill onto Effort. Smoke.
It's pretty incredible how much time Nongshim buy here, actually, in this scenario, and, okay, hold that thought.
Yeah, that's very dead VDD. Now Effort trying to make his way out. The Shock Blast does some work, but not quite enough, as the Inspire Shield's there as well, and the inner turret will eventually go down. Now with that, Ludens is able to at least help with the wave clear, but it looks like this inhibitor turret will go down. VDD has to Valkyrie to get himself out of the way, and that will guarantee this inhibitor to fall. The pressure is continuing for Hanwha Life Esports.
Kana's pushing over here. He does have Unleashed Teleport, so he can come back and try to stop them with a flank, and maybe even
a fair bit of extra
bounty.
Gold, theoretically, as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's bounty plus inner to rely on this team coming over here on the side. It's just a little bit too little, too late. Maybe they can grab 2 bounty turrets, though, with this mid turret available. It's still not as a great situation for them, but they're at least throwing up some of that gold deficit.
That is very true. So actually clawing back a fair bit, to be honest,
right now.
Well, Canna's going to have to go back trying to defend this Nexus turret, and he's not going to be able to do so.
And they won't get the Baron either.
Well, they might have an opportunity. I mean, Dread does have Smite available. Might need to be an absolute hero here as the Moonlight Vigil does come through. Fair bit of damage, but Ghost is also going to take that True Shot Barrage. Good knock-up onto Dudu there by the Baron. Thank you very much, Baron, for that one. Maybe a Nongshim fan, as another knock-up does come in.
They bought time to teleport.
Yeah, Dread's going to come through, but not going to be able to steal it away. It's On Fleek that has the right Smite finger, and that is the second Baron for Hanwha Life Esports.
And they get the inhibitor, which leads to the first Nexus turret to fall. Hanwha Life on this quirky pick, I have to say. Felt like a flex considering Kana picking up that blind Jace, and it is not working out.
Well, that's a cast. Not exactly one that's going to do too much now, as Dredd thinks that this is his opportunity, but he gets exploded before he could do anything. The Crescent Guard comes down, and On Fleek is immortal, dives on forward, and Ghost going to have to try and get to the fountain. He's unable to do so. It's a double kill for Samdi. Kana is well and truly dead as On Fleek grabs that kill, and the Nexus evaporates as Hanwha Life Esports will bring us to Game 3.
Melee champions like the Lisa and the Xinjiao, we've talked about this so much. It's one of his best champions.
Head back towards the Rift Scuttler. So nothing really to worry about here in the early stages as Facebreaker is going to connect there. Ghost tries to find the zap onto Vista. Haymaker going to be avoided as the Chompers are down. Vista going to get stunned, but otherwise doesn't take too much as On Fleek. Right place at the right time as this wave is crashing forward. We'll see whether these rockets are actually going to be enough.
They have no vision on him.
Yeah, Zap is going to go entirely wide as well as Ghost flashes himself out of the way. Vista still with turret aggro, almost dies, but doesn't as Effort has to flash to get himself out of the way as well. It was navigated beautifully. They're almost too greedy, but first blood does go to Hanwha Life Esports.
And, you know, we're going to see a little bit more of blood up here first.
Yeah, flash forward. Canna puts him in the smoke screen, and now he has the upper hand. Couple more autos. Flashes now down from both, as there's the quick draw first. End of the line is most definitely that, and Canna will be able to take even more as the wave is crashing.
Yeah,
Plate Gold still going over to Nongshim, as we can see, as On Fleek does manage to get his Grump. BDD now with the inside track, looking for the Xin Zhao, does get himself to the correct side, but look at this, it's a great scatter, but BDD is still dead, manages to take one on the way out, flashes away from Karis, he will still likely die, but that looked so sick. Effort also getting a kill off to the back end, but it's a 2 for 2 and one that looked pretty cool.
Oh, it's a 2 for 2 that looks very cool. It was also very close to disaster there for BDD if he gets picked. Going to very easily collapse onto this. Now, Dread can't really look for a kick play here. He doesn't have flash either, so they're just kind of sitting here dead in the water, and this is going to be a free Herald. I think collapsing now would be super risky, and I think ill-advised. Look at all the vision they have, too.
Yeah, Dread actually thinking about maybe going for a potential steal or something like that as Canna dives on forward, gets his face broken though, and immediately will blow up. Dread now has to get out, and I'm not entirely sure what that play was.
Objective fights, and only time will tell how well he's going to hit those skill shots, but if his True Shot Barrage is any indicator, it's a good look.
Well, here's the curtain call, and it might just be curtains for Ghost as he gets underneath the turret, but is still just going to get popped. I love how OnFleek leaves that for SumD to pick up, and good night, Sweet Jinx, or at least get themselves an extra plate. They do at least get that plate, but they'll trade for a whole bunch more.
Yeah, this is the real... I mean, the thing is, they also waited the maximum amount of time, too, so many of these minions are deleted. So it means that Ghost is missing a little bit of CS on top of losing his entire turret and all
orbs around, but otherwise not too much to worry about. As OnFleek, he come through and just steal this one away. Not going to be able to do so just yet. Went down to 83 health. There's now Dread, safeguards his way out. And so that is going to be the highest successful here for the Nongshim Junk here. See whether OnFleek does decide to go for any sort of steal attempt, as Dudu is making his way in. But now it's Hanwha Esports' turn to be a little bit late to this party. OnFleek full health though, and now finds BDD. The flash immediately comes out, and this boy is absolutely huge. The Syndra taken down immediately, and the Superplex is massive. Facebreak is brilliant as well. The Vista maybe a little bit early, as Dread is going to be able to finish him off, but now OnFleek finds him on the back end. Kanna trying to get some work done, but the end of the line may not be it for Hanwha Life. It might be it for Kanna instead, as now the back is going to come through and goes desperate to try and get himself out. Not going to work, as Gravity Field also not exactly going to do it, but Dudu still has his ult, by the way, guys. As, okay, Flame Chompers are good, and Dudu might die. Nope.
just barely going to get out of there. That's the ace.
Of this set pick really, really working beautifully. Super Mega Death Rocket almost.
That's very close. Camp to get on top of Syndra. You have the Tryndamere, you have the Xin Shao. So I'll hold that thought for a second here as the Rift Trail is dropped. But if you get any of those on top of the Syndra and then Jin pops his ultimate, like how does BDD fight? He either has to walk out of the fight or die.
He does make it out, as Ghost could be in trouble. Wind becomes lightning, does connect. However, the turret is close enough, and BDD also there. Great dredge line to come through. Depth charge as well onto SumD, but he just stands his ground in effort. He's too far forward. The rest of Hanwha rotate beautifully as the curtain. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. That's fine. Just celebratory bullet. Not really a forbidden book this game either, given the fact that there is so much lifesteal being built by namely Kanna.
Completely different scenario than the last time we had Kanna on this Graves. A little bit more consistent peel and longer term damage. Is Kanna's going to hope for this one.
Yeah, looks for it. Gravity Field not exactly in the right position. As Chaos Storm, let's see whether it works. Morellonomicon being put to the test here as there's Flash follow after Flash. One more auto and Kanna will be able to do it, and he grabs the shutdown. Nicely done from the Graves. Kanna gets the outplay very nicely. Hanwha would just brute force, move on in. They will be able to grab this dragon. All 5 members in that area.
It's pretty huge. Vista's able to just pick up fruit.
Yeah, free. And Dread
way on the other side.
Yeah, and especially when one of the tanks, I guess, is a DPS that can go immortal. As Effort's going to get flashed on here by Vista, smacked into the wall as well as Dredgeline does come through. His flash on cooldown, as that's a great scatter once again. Chaos Storm will end up finishing it off with the help of the Wind Becomes Lightning, as Kanna trying to fight this one out against Dudu. The Chicken's there doing a fair bit of work, as now Dudu has finally pressed that ult button. Can he get the auto? And he does so. The flash is going to get employed. Kanna just barely away from his flash. I thought it was Hex Flash for a second there, but it wasn't. That was just trying to flash forward. Looks for it, doesn't quite get it, as now Dread's in trouble. Goodbye. And that is the jungler dead. Super Mega Death Rocket avoided. It was Vista actually body blocking to make sure that one doesn't happen. And another great Baron here from Hanwha Esports, and the curtains have been called. BDD absolutely nowhere he can go. The last shot will do it, as now Ghost smacked down by Vista, and that is an angry Annie, almost an ace.
You don't have that damage throughput. It's over here.
Meanwhile, another fight. Kanna 1 versus 4. Not going to be able to do it this time around, I don't think. So he's just going to try and get out of there. Chaos Storm almost finishing him off. And there's the flash forward from SumD. Man, he's feeling himself now. As OnFleek is taking a lot of damage. And you could hear Sunke in the background there just yelling out, SumD! And yes, absolutely. That's what we should be talking about, as he will help take down this inhibitor turret on the bottom side of the map. And Hanwha Esports looking for that reverse sweep. Again, it is the Tryndamere story as well, up against the Graves. Now it's a 3-1 as far as that matchup is concerned, assuming that Dudu is going to be able to win this out. He's trying to walk this one off, and it will be the Super Mega Death Rocket that secures it in the end. And now Nongshim trying to chase down Hanwha Life. OnFleek goes in to try and see whether he can grab something in the end. This curtain call is doing so much damage. Oh, the last shot not going to land though.
Super minion wave, so we'll be fine. It will be returned, but Hanwha Esports buying a lot of time now.
Okay, that's the kickback onto Karis. Depth charge comes in, as now Kanna looking for his opportunity. See whether he can actually get the work done as Samdi does move on in, gets himself the deadly flourish, and Kana is going to get taken down at least to his shield bow. Karis takes a lot of killing, but will eventually go down. And manages to take effort in the meantime. BDD needs to actually hit the buttons. He doesn't manage to do so in time as Samdi moves on in to get rid of him. Dread is actually doing what he needs to do, which is denying this Infernal Soul. But Vista is going to make his life harder. I don't think this is really going to be able to do too much. I mean, the smite button is going to be a big deal, but Samdi has decided that he wants to just finish the game.
Yeah.
He's going to get a lot of work done on these Nexus turrets.
And this is what you're looking for here is Hanwha. Yeah, okay, you wanted to contest me on the Drake, that's fine. I've got a Tryndamere walking down mid, and he's got ultimate coming online, so he just clicks on the Nexus and presses R, and that's GG.
Trump is enough to save his life in that moment, but now the full brunt of Hanwha Esports are coming down. Vista, great facebreaker, finds BDD, and he's taken down first. The curtains are most definitely being called, as man, that deadly flourish is also absolutely fantastic. Ghost now running for the hills, but that is the wrong direction, my friend. The Haymaker will help secure it, and the Nexus will be taken down. Another upset as Hanwha Esports take down Nongshim RedForce and really check them. Damn, Samdi, what a pickup for this squad.
Oh, yeah. Really feeling that LPL